Inflation continued to cool in June, but not all categories were equally chilled. Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman joins us now to answer the question, where is and where isn't inflation? Rick, tell us.
Hey, good news in the inflation report. I track about 25 or 30 inflation categories on a month-by-month basis just to follow the trends. And one really important thing is that goods inflation stuff is actually declining. We actually, on a year-over-year basis, we're actually now seeing a 1.2% decrease in the price of commodities, which means inflation is actually beginning to reverse itself. That's great news for consumers. One of the things that has kept people in kind of a bad mood is even as the rate of inflation moderates, all those price hikes that have come in during the last 2 years, those are still there. So we've seen disinflation, but now we're actually seeing deflation or dropping prices for goods overall. Services are up 5.7% on a year-over-year basis. Basically, all of the inflation is now in services. And when you break this down by category, which I've done, I think one of the things that's hurting people the most is rent. That's up 8.3% on a year-over-year basis. Groceries, the rate of inflation there has been falling. It's now 4.7% year-over-year. That's pretty high, still pretty high, but it's been coming down a lot. But then if you look at some of these categories where prices are actually declining, appliance prices are down, furniture prices are down, electronics are down, and used vehicles finally have flipped. They're down 5.2% year over year. So we are making progress here, and most economists think these trends are likely to continue. So inflation becoming less of a problem.
And so, Rick, how do you expect the Biden administration to lean into this?
Biden is going to keep saying what he's been saying, which is we are doing a good job getting inflation down, and there's more work to do. Of course, there's not much the Biden administration can actually do about inflation. That's up to the Fed. And we've been talking all week, of course, about whether the Fed's going to raise interest rates again or basically call a permanent pause. The interesting dynamic politically is that Republicans, going into the 2024 election, they think Biden's biggest weakness is inflation. But inflation is dissipating. And of course, we've got like 15 months until the actual 2024 election. By this time next year, inflation might be a non-story. So whoever the Republican presidential candidate is, if he or she thinks that they're really going to hammer Biden on inflation, they might need a backup plan.
Yeah, well, hopefully for all of us, it will have abated without a recession somehow, magically. Rick Newman, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.